Picture this. A man soars through the air, his legs coiled like springs, ready to unleash a devastating kick that could shatter concrete. His mustache is as flamboyant as his fighting style. His accent, pure French bravado. This is Batroc the Leaper, mercenary extraordinaire, master of savate, and a man with a peculiar sense of honor in a world of villains who have none. But Batroc isn't just another forgettable rogue in Captain America's gallery. Therefore, we need to understand what makes him tick, what drives this eccentric mercenary to repeatedly challenge one of Earth's greatest heroes. Batroc's journey began in the unforgiving training grounds of the French Foreign Legion. The desert sand beneath his boots, the relentless drill sergeants pushing him beyond human limits, the discipline that would forge an extraordinary fighter. It was here that he mastered savate, the elegant yet devastating French kickboxing style. But for George, being merely good wasn't enough. He pushed himself relentlessly, day after day, until his legs could propel him with almost superhuman force and precision. After leaving the Legion, Batroc could have used his skills for noble purposes. He could have become a protector, a guardian. But the allure of gold was too strong, the thrill of the challenge too tempting. Therefore, he became what many exceptional soldiers before him have become, a mercenary for hire. Yet even as he embraced criminality, something set him apart from the common thugs and villains of the Marvel universe. His twisted sense of honor, a code that would both define him and repeatedly complicate his criminal career. When AIM hired Batroc to retrieve a cylinder of the deadly Inferno 42, they couldn't have known they were setting up one of the most enduring rivalries in Marvel history. As Batroc intercepted S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Sharon Carter, a shield came spinning through the air, and with it, the arrival of Captain America. Most criminals feel fear when they see that red, white, and blue shield. Batroc? He felt excitement. Here at last was an opponent worthy of his skills, someone who could push him to his limits. Their first battle was ballet and brutality intertwined. Leaps, kicks, blocks, and strikes. A deadly dance between two masters of combat. But despite Batroc's considerable abilities, Cap proved the superior fighter. This defeat didn't embitter Batroc. Instead, it inspired him. Here was a benchmark, a goal to strive toward. If he could defeat Captain America in fair combat, it would prove he truly was the best. But Batroc's sense of honor is what truly separates him from the rogues gallery. When Hydra agents fired at Captain America during one of their duels, Batroc was outraged. The dishonorable interruption of their combat was, to him, unforgivable. You dare to intervene in the Battle of Champions? He reportedly shouted before turning his impressive skills against his own employers. Think about that for a moment. A mercenary, a man paid to accomplish a mission by any means necessary, risking his paycheck and his life because someone violated his personal code of combat ethics. In a world of supervillains willing to destroy planets for power, Batroc's peculiar honor shines like a tarnished but recognizable badge of humanity. Batroc's career reads like a case study in high-stakes freelancing. One day, he's forming the Batroc Brigade to take on superheroes. The next, he's kidnapping children for an extra-dimensional entity named Jakar, a job he believed was a simple ransom situation until he discovered the horrifying truth. When faced with the realization that children might be harmed, something shifted in Batroc. The mercenary who cared only for challenge and profit suddenly found himself trying to rescue those same children, risking his life and freedom for redemption. His career continued its wild trajectory, from hijacking a S.H.I.E.L.D. vehicle containing transuranium, to breaking Mr. Hyde out of prison, to attempting to steal Captain America's shield for Stain International. But with each job, we see glimpses of the man beneath the mercenary mask. Perhaps the most revealing moment in Batroc's complex career came during his reluctant partnership with the monstrous Mr. Hyde. When Hyde threatened to blow up the Queen of Egypt tanker in New York Harbor, potentially killing millions of innocent people, Batroc drew his line in the sand. This wasn't honorable combat. This wasn't the mercenary code he lived by. This was mass murder, and Batroc wanted no part of it. But what could one kickboxer do against the superhuman strength of Mr. Hyde? Batroc's answer was as clever as it was risky. He demanded Captain America be brought aboard as a hostage, secretly planning to free him and together stop Hyde's scheme. When Captain America couldn't free himself quickly enough, Batroc, the supposed villain, attacked Hyde alone, knowing he was likely outmatched but unwilling to let innocent people die for money. Behind the flamboyant persona and acrobatic feats lies a man capable of genuine connection. When Batroc learned that his friend and brigade member Machete had been murdered by a superhuman serial killer called Zeitgeist, we saw a different side of the mercenary. Grieving and seeking justice, Batroc did something remarkable. He sought out Captain America's help, not as an adversary or a rival, but as a man who needed assistance finding his friend's killer. When Cap informed him that Zeitgeist had already been caught, Batroc suggested they share a few drinks to mourn the friends both had recently lost. In this quiet moment, we see beyond the villain to the human being, someone capable of friendship, loss, and genuine emotion. During their conversation, Captain America revealed something shocking. He believed himself to be terminally ill. As a last request, Cap asked Batroc to reform, to abandon his criminal ways. And remarkably, Batroc agreed. Though Cap ultimately survived both this and a subsequent death, Batroc felt his promise was no longer binding. Yet this brief glimpse of a potential redemption arc speaks volumes about the respect these two adversaries share, despite standing on opposite sides of the law. The changing political landscape of the Marvel Universe also affected Batroc's career. Following the introduction of the USA's Superhuman Registration Act, he was captured by the Thunderbolts and briefly inducted into their expanded roster before accepting a training position in the government's new initiative program. You know, in a universe filled with world-conquering tyrants and cosmic threats, there's something refreshingly human about Batroc. He's not trying to rule the world or unleash ancient evils. He's just a man with extraordinary skills, trying to make a living while testing himself against the best fighters the world has to offer. His daughter Marie eventually followed in her father's footsteps, becoming a mercenary herself, proving that the legacy of the Leaper would continue to bounce through the Marvel Universe for generations to come. When analyzing Batroc, the Leaper's ability in Marvel Snap, when a card moves, follow it to gain +2 power, once per turn. I'm struck by how effectively the game designers have captured the essence of this distinctive Marvel character. In the comics, Batroc is defined by his extraordinary physical mobility, his mastery of savate, French kickboxing, and superhuman leaping ability allow him to pursue opponents with remarkable agility. The Marvel Snap ability directly mirrors this by having him follow cards that move, representing his relentless pursuit of worthy opponents. His ability to follow other cards brilliantly captures this persistent pursuit of worthy adversaries. He's not just fighting randomly, he's specifically tracking and engaging with his opponents. The +2 power gain represents how Batroc becomes more effective when engaged in the kind of acrobatic combat he excels at. When he can pursue and engage an opponent on his terms, using his leaping and kicking abilities, he's at his most formidable. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Who do you want me to cover next? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, keep leaping toward greatness.